Welcome to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shanna Register, and every week we bring you news and information you can use on your next real estate transaction. We've got some really interesting things to talk about today. Let me give you the call-in number first, though. In case you do have a real estate question, you can call us and get your questions answered right here on the air every Sunday between 11 and noon. That call-in number is 844-788-9444. That number again is 844-788-9444. So lots of fun things to talk about today. We're going to start off with Ralph Williams from Sales Solve Everything. We had his partner Marsu in, I guess it was last year that Marsu was on. She's just a ball of energy, lots of fun. And so now Ralph is in town from Dallas. So he came in the studio to see us. He's the CEO of Sales Solve Everything. They're a school in Dallas for new home sales consulting and training. And they work with builders. They have online classes, classroom classes, and they've done a great job growing this in Dallas, and now they're bringing it to Houston so that new home builders can put their sales folks through their courses. They have great courses. We had a course, one of their courses offered here at Register Real Estate Advisors here at my brokerage, I guess last year or the year before. Yeah. And it was great. It was fabulous. It was a really great class. All my agents just loved it. So it was really neat. I know your class is focused on new home sales, but so many things about the sales process is the same for realtors as it is for new home construction.
Exactly. And I think if we put a process to it, we can get better at it, right? If we just wing it, then all of a sudden we just have every time it's different. And how good can you be if you do something different every time? That's the thing.
Everybody thinks anybody can be a salesman, and you really you have to learn the art of sales. You've got to be able to close it. You know, you've got to know the signs.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's adaptability, right? One of the things I always talk about when they say, like, what makes a great sales professional? To me, it's adaptability. I think you can be the organizer type and still have the right brain. You have to adapt to that right brain person, or maybe you're that right brain person that's all over the place. Well, you better learn how to be organized, right? If you're going to hit the other side of the people, because we typically connect like with half of the people that are out there. So yeah,
I think the biggest problem that I see agents make is that they want to do it on their timeline. You know, like they have a presentation, they want to get through the whole thing. But if the consumer stops you and they're like, you know, where do I sign? What do I do? You know, you jump to where they are.
Yeah, they talk past the sale. You had me at hello.
Right. So I know you guys have a class that you're going to be offering here in Houston. Tell us about that class.
So we started this new home sales school. It's our comprehensive class, like the foundation of all training for new home sales. And we started in Dallas, and now we're going to offer that in Houston. It's grown where it's packed all the time in Dallas, and this market's a great market with so many builders and so many consumers buying all these new homes. We thought it'd be a great opportunity to bring that class down to Houston market.
Yeah, and really the new home salesperson in the house, they know that house inside and out. So like me as a realtor, you know, people always ask me, well, if I'm buying new home sales, do I still need a realtor? Yes, you still need a realtor, but there's a lot you're going to learn from that new home salesperson. So, you know, when I take somebody into a home and introduce them to the new home salesperson, I step back because they know that house. They can sell that house. They can sell that community, you know, and I'm more focused on what's the contract look like? What incentives are they getting, you know, but they can really explain the house, the builder, the product, the warranty, you know, all the details, the community. And so they have a big job to sell a community and sell a house.
They really do. And with so much information online that's available, they really have to be good because they should know more than the consumer knows when they come in the door.
Yeah, the consumer's already read the website. It's already been to other communities.
Right.
Yeah.
So what value add are they building? What can they add to the experience to really connect with that person? And that's what we teach in our classes is how do we connect with everybody that walks in the door and really help them on their agenda? Right. We still use a process, but it's based on that particular consumer coming in the door.
And, you know, I really appreciate you guys because y'all donated a class to our golf tournament that we're having this coming Monday for Women's Council over at Ravenna. So we appreciate that.
Very welcome.
So we're excited to get some folks in seats for you as well. Let's talk a little bit about, well, first let's give people the website so they know where to go to find you.
So our website's www.salessolveeverything.com. Or if they wanted to just look up new home sales training on Google, we'd probably
pop up.
We'd pop up, yeah. So we'd be there. But salessolveeverything.com.
And the 2-day course that you're offering, what kind of things are they going to learn?
So they're going to learn anywhere from meet and greet to closing to finance to handling concerns or objections to negotiating strategies to really keeping a neighborhood in great shape and creating natural, believable urgency. So they're going to learn how to connect and do all kinds of great things that really make a difference in whether you help somebody find their dream home or not, right?
Right, yeah.
I think most people come in the door and all of a sudden you say, do I like this person or not? And can I continue working with them? And we're going to teach you also how to connect more with people.
So right now you're giving away a special promotional incentive. What is that?
Yeah, it's funny. When we started in Dallas, I told you earlier, our first class, we basically had 3 paying attendees, and we basically had to pay to have more people come to like a sponsorship. Now we have 25 to 40 people in our classes, and we have like 10 classes a year there, and so everything's running great. But what I wanted to offer is it's a proven product. Our results are fantastic with the builders that we use. But I was going to say for this market, this time I'm saying buy one, get one free.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, and I'm really, I believe in our product, and I would say if you're not happy, I'll even refund your money.
Well, I believe in the product because I've seen your classes and they're really great.
Well, thank you.
I think they're great. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you dive into in the classes and how you help people sell new construction homes. One of the biggest things between a new construction home and a resale home is the energy efficiency.
Yes, it is.
So let's talk about that because I think sometimes that consumers don't realize the money they save on a new home versus a resale home.
It's a misconception, right? People, I think, go into the marketplace and they have a certain budget in mind, like, hey, I'm going to spend $280,000, and so they eliminate these brand new homes that might be just above it at like $300,000.
Right. And
we have 15 different topics in our school, and one of them is energy efficiency. And we actually break down a new home that's brand new with what's called a 100 HRER score, home energy rating system, versus a home that's 10 years old that's $280,000 that has a HRER score of about 60.
And you call that an obsolete house.
Well, I do. I say if you're, it's funny because I think you have to word it right, because if you just say, hey, you look on your card and you say your home's 10 years old, it's obsolete, I think they get a little mad.
Right.
So we say if your home's 10 years old or older, it may be obsolete, right? Just so they don't kill us. But when we start talking about it and they realize the energy efficiencies today, we always say it's PIT, it used to be PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance. That's what people really figured it out.
Right.
What we've come to really believe it is really principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and utility. So PITIU.
Okay.
And to give you an example, let's say you have the $280,000 10-year-old home with a 60 HRER score, a brand new $300,000 100 HRER score home. The higher the HRERs, the more energy efficient.
Right.
And when you look at energy over time, over the last 50 years, it's gone up about 4% a year. Energy efficient as we are, we still continue to pay more for energy, and we will continue to do that, is my guess. So if we look at that, and let's say your bill for the used home was $280, or let's say $300, and the one for the new home, same size, same square footage, is $150. Well, that's $150 a month. But when we look at energy prices over time, and if you stayed in that same home, it would actually cost you $72,000 more to be in the used home than in the new home. It's actually like $92,000, but I'm subtracting that $20,000 between the 280 and the 300. So we have a chart, and I'll give that to you. So if you wanted to post that, it shows the actual details of how that used home will cost them $72,000 more.
Wow.
That's crazy, but I don't think we think of it that way.
Well, consumers don't think of it that way.
We don't, right? That's not our normal thought process.
Right.
And how many times do we buy a home and how often?
Right.
But I think it's something that's overlooked that really consumers have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And builders have to really teach it and show it, so they get credit for what it is, because it really is a big difference. And who wouldn't want to buy a new home?
Right.
Especially if it cost them less over time, right?
Right, yeah.
Zig Ziglar always says it's price versus cost, right? Price is a one-time thing and cost is a lifetime thing.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about. How much does it really cost you?
Do you think the PITIU will ever become a lender term? Will it ever become an appraisal value?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, to me, we were in a class, and one of the professional sales people that we had in the class, they're the ones who brought it up. and said, what about this? And that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Do I think it will be? I really do. At some point in time, they will measure how much
coming.
things cost. Absolutely. I don't know when it is, but you know what? I bet you it will.
Yeah, very good. All right, great information. We appreciate you bringing that today, and hope you get a great turnout for your class. Again, real quick, give us the website and the information about the class.
Yeah, it's www.salessolveeverything.com. It's a 2-day class coming up on April 20th and 21st here in Houston.
Okay.
You can get that information on the website. The 2-day class costs $649 for 2 full days, includes your meals, all the materials, the books. It's great. And then, like I said, for this one, hey, buy one and give it to somebody else to improve what they do with their team and how they help people. So,
all right, fantastic. Ralph Williams with Sales Solve Everything. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors here on Houston Real Estate Radio. If you missed any of today's show, go to HoustonRealEstateRadio.com to watch the videos.
People often find themselves in need of storage and moving, but don't want the hassle and stress. Sound familiar? Well, at Zippy Shell, we make storage and moving easy. Zippy Shell will deliver a storage container to your home or business. You load it at your leisure, and we'll take it to one of our safe, convenient storage facilities, or ship it to your final destination. We treat your stuff like it's our stuff, because we understand you're not just giving us your belongings, you're giving us your trust. Zippy Shell. Storage and moving that makes life simple.